Welcome to today's Pray.
Good morning, but afternoon. I know it's afternoon for us, but it's good morning in our brains because we wake up late because we run our own fucking lives.
Yeah, we get up and do whatever we want.
You jealous?
Yeah, are you jealous of us, honestly?
Are you jealous because we make so much money off of this podcast that we can wake up late?
We could literally get up at 2 a.m. if we wanted to.
We don't have to grind anymore. Like Kobe never stopped grinding. You know what I mean? Because he never accomplished what he wanted. We're there.
Now look at us.
We can wake up late.
Sitting in this salamander-colored studio.
Salamander.
I love it.
Salamander.
This salamander paint job is great.
Oh, yeah.
The way the light is reflecting off the walls, it looks like we're in a cave full of jade.
Yeah.
Jade crystals.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never seen jade.
It's a dark green. It's really cool.
Yeah.
If you get a jade crystal, it's supposed to bring you good fortune and good fertility.
Fertility?
Fertility.
So like green is for fertility?
So if a guy's carrying a jade crystal and he makes sexual intercourse with a male or female,
yeah,
their garden will be fertilized very, very well.
Yeah.
Like they will grow anything they want because of the fertility crystal jade.
So crystal jade carries...
Like you don't need Miracle Grow. Just get a jade crystal and your garden will be very fertilized.
It will help you produce the father's seed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then you can name your kid Father's Seed.
Yeah. People say that's why they call people who grow really great things in the garden green thumbs, because jade gives them the fertilizer that they need. And they're always carrying around a little piece of jade with them.
Yeah. I know a guy that carries around a little green crystal on a necklace.
Really?
He said...
Is he a wizard?
What if I showed you a picture and it like was the most wizard looking guy you've ever seen?
Huh. Interesting. What is this man's story? Why does he carry around a little piece of jade? Is he a gardener?
I don't know. I don't think it's jade though. I think it's just another green crystal.
Maybe it's an emerald.
Yeah, I think so.
Or a verde diamond.
Isn't that a Mexican restaurant?
Yeah.
Rio
Speaking
Verde.
of Mexican restaurants, when we went out to eat the other day for my birthday, I don't know if you knew, I got drunk.
Yeah, no one knew.
I was drunk.
You were like, I'm not drunk. And they're like, yes, you're drunk. Like, no, I'm not. Anytime Jake starts whisper yelling, he's super drunk.
I was drunk.
I'm not drunk. And he always ends his sentences like Metallica.
Well, I spent all day at a funeral. And then we got back. Me and my older brother had a cigar in the garage, had a little bro time. I drank like 3 White Claws. And then we went to the dinner. Had a normal size margarita. Okay, this is something that kind of annoyed. This is like not annoying. I don't really care, but it's just like, this doesn't make sense. This is where you're just tricking people. Starbucks, you have the sizes. You have Venti, which is the large one. Then you have Grande, which is medium. Then I think a tall, which is the small one.
Yeah.
So you think Grande, you think medium. So when we got to the restaurant, my girlfriend orders a Grande margarita. And I knew she ordered a Grande one. I wanted one bigger than hers.
Yeah.
So I was like, give me the jumbo. Because you think jumbo, that's going to be bigger than Grande.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Well, here's the problem. You're going off of Starbucks measuring, which makes no sense.
Well, I had Starbucks that morning.
Well, that's the problem. Starbucks, their whole measuring system doesn't make sense.
I should actually force you as some sort of punishment to come.
Because is Venti just 20?
Yeah.
So, and then there's Grande, and then there's tall. So it's like
They all sound big.
all those sound exactly the same size. So then when you go somewhere else and you go, oh, Jumbo Grande, which is like, and then what's the big one?
The Mega Rita.
Yeah. You should have just did that
Yeah, you're right.
because you would have understood what the size was. What if they're doing the whole thing like in the like with the cups, you know, like a beer is like a real tall skinny one and then like a short fat one, it's the same exact size. What if they're actually doing that with the jumbo and grande? You think it's different. It's just the stem is shorter and it's just like a little fatter. And you're like, what the fuck? I wanted the big one. And it's actually the same, but she paid more for it.
Right. Well, I drank
Could've been
that.
anything.
I drank that. Then somebody ordered me a jalapeno margarita that was the actual grande size, which was bigger. And then they did the birthday thing where they serve you the shot,
Yeah.
which that was hard. That shot was hard.
You choked up a little bit.
Oh, I almost upchucked. I almost upchucked a little bit.
What was so bad about it?
It was just like harsh.
Really?
And it was a tall shot, and I didn't get it all in one swallow. Had to hit them with the double swallow. Ugh, when you do that double swallow after taking a shot, you know you're done for.
We've talked about this where your mouth and throat is not very complimenting. It does not complement large things very well.
Yeah.
And we're like, men, women, drinks. I mean, all types of things. You're not very good at like eating burritos.
Yeah. I have to chew them up a lot.
Yeah, and you start at the corner. You don't just like eat over top of it. You like start at the corner, I've noticed. Like you have, for a man who has a pretty large mouth, like I have a very small mouth.
Yeah, no, that thing's tiny.
I
But
know.
you did eat a cake pop all in one bite the other day.
I know, it barely got in.
Yeah. Believe me, I know I had to push it a little bit. The other day I tried to eat a cake pop with one bite, and I took the biggest bite as I could, and I took just a little sliver. It's really strange. I think our mouths are just an illusion.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm like a
The human mouth is just an illusion.
like I'm like a big mouth. Like I have like big mouth energy with little mouth syndrome. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean, buddy.
I'm a big mouth and a little body.
Yeah.
And you're a small mouth and a big body.
I know. Why am I so big?
Yeah, it's like
Why is my mouth so tiny?
your mouth is so big. I would guess if someone said, "Hey, do you know where there's some bats?" I would point towards your mouth, and then bats would fly out of your mouth. That's a new
Like
new
the
version.
Mummy or
That's a new
something.
version of Batman. It's like, hey, was that Batman? No, that's just the guy that dresses like Bat. That's Batman.
That'd be horrifying.
I would be Lice Man. Just
You already are the lice man.
Lice Man.
Come to the barbershop.
Oh. Go to the barbershop where it's not sanitary at all. And there's lice everywhere.
Dude, how was your first week of running the barbershop?
It was good. It was good. I learned that no matter how much light you have above you, you always need light behind you. It's just very hard to cut hair.
Yeah.
I thought I had enough, and I'm doing better, but I'm going to have to buy some back bar lights, kind of like, like vanity lights.
Get a little headlamp.
Yeah. I definitely should do that. It's like, hey, look at all this light, and I still wear a fucking headlamp.
Yeah.
And like I refuse. It's like I refuse to use my my ring light now.
Yeah.
I won't use it.
Why not?
Mostly because it's broken, but I refuse to do it because it looks cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I paid money. Well, I'm not saying like, oh, I paid all this money for these lights, but it's like I paid to redo all the lighting in here, and then I still have a hard time seeing because it's not directly behind me.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna order some some like vanity lights.
Yeah.
It's
look
really
good.
hard because you want to match the color of everything and the style. So it'll just go above the mirrors and stuff.
Yeah.
Some 48-inch vanity lights.
You always need more light.
Always more light. And I can dim stuff too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can make that one bright and make everything else dim down.
Yeah.
Everything else has dimmers. So, but that's the only thing I learned. That and that everybody was very excited.
Nice.
They're all very happy.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun
Yeah.
coming here.
Yeah. It was described to me as a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe in here. It's actually a zybe.
It's a zybra.
Yeah, it's definitely a zybe. It's very zybey in here. The aura is very great.
Yeah. I'm going to quote that and put it up on the wall.
The aura is very great.
The aura is very great.
Somebody recently, I forget who it was. I asked them how their husband was. It was a girl, and she goes, "Oh, he's very busy right now. He's pretty stressed out. There's definitely an aura about him." I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
I get what an aura is. I don't really use that
Are you
language.
saying aura or aura? You're saying aura?
It's the same thing. Yeah, aura.
People
aura.
say it differently?
Yeah.
Like how people say like baloney, bologna?
Yep. Aura.
Yeah.
I say aura, I think, because it's like A-U-R-A in my head. I just
In
pronounce
my
it.
head, it's O-R-A.
Yeah.
But I know that's not correct, but that's how I see it in my brain.
So she said that there was an aura about him,
Yeah.
and I didn't really know what that meant, if that was a good thing or a bad thing. So I just
Yeah.
exited the conversation.
Yeah, that's like it's like that's like the witchy woman version of saying, like, when you say, "Hey man, how you doing?" "Oh, living the dream, man."
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, yeah, there's an aura about me. It's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, there's also a vibe
Because
about
isn't that
you.
like, yeah,
Isn't
isn't
a weirdness about you?
yeah.
You fucking weirdo.
It's like, yeah, you're living,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's a really weird way of putting it, but it's like, yeah, there's an aura about it. It was like, so okay, so he's alive
He's breathing.
and he's around.
If you have to describe
Nice.
that there's an aura about somebody, and you don't recognize that it's a good one, that's probably they're probably shitty. If you're like, oh, he has such a good aura about him, or his aura about him, and he is just such a wonderful delight to be around. If you say that, you know what's up, that they're good, they're in a good state of mind. But if you're like, oh, there's an aura about him, it's like, oh, that guy probably sucks.
Well, I don't even know. I see you're saying these things to me. When someone says someone has aura, that means that like there are people that have nice, dude. Way to fucking get shitty on the podcast. Dude, how many spills can we have on one podcast? But when people say like there's like, oh, there's something about you. It's like, well, fucking duh. There's something about everybody. We're human beings. It's like that's the most generic thing to say when you want to sound intelligent.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an aura about them. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
It's like you didn't add anything to this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for the empty thought.
Close the mouth.
Yeah.
Close the mouth, close the mind. I have a question for you. I heard this story this week, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Oh God.
A client of mine was telling me a story about their friend, and their friend used to hook up with this girl. Mm-hmm. But where they would hook up, they'd hook up in the car. So he's
Because it was a secret.
yeah, maybe they were in high school or something. Mm-hmm. But so he'd go and meet up with this girl, and they would get in the car and they would drive to the end of her driveway because it was like really far away from their house.
Yeah.
So they'd just park at the end of the driveway.
Yeah.
And they'd hook up, and they were hooking up, just having normal sex there for a while. But one night, I guess they wanted to try anal. And so they're trying anal in a car, which just sounds like a bad idea.
Double uncomfortable.
And they're trying this for the first time. Well, the girl's dad, like, starts driving up the driveway towards them.
Yeah.
And they're having butt sex. And I guess as soon as I saw the headlights, the dude yanked his wiener out really quick, and she crapped herself everywhere.
Well, they're all sucking the teat.
So she craps everywhere in this car.
Correct.
And but it's still enough time for them to like rushingly like get clothes on, make it look like nothing happened. So I don't know how it got to this, but apparently the guy got away, and the dad sees all this crap in the back seat.
Do I have your permission to put this on your tongue?
So anyway, so the dad sees all this crap in the back seat, and the girl blames it on the dog. Well, because the dog was getting older, the dad took the dog and shot him in the head and put him out of his misery because he thought he was just shitting himself everywhere. When it was actually the girl's crap. So this girl breaks up with, she cuts it off with this guy because she blames him for killing her dog.
my best friend.
Welcome to Girl Brain.
Well, they're all sucking the teat.
where when you shit your car and and kill your dog, it's the guy's fault. Welcome to Girl Brain. It's like what next? You shit on your own dog and blame the dog and kill your boyfriend? It's like what the look what you did. Put the boyfriend down. Like what the fuck?
Oh, I mean, when I was told that, I could not stop laughing. And I'm like, that girl sucks. And also that girl's like never, ever going to have anal sex again.
Let me guess. It wasn't her idea for anal either. Let me guess. It was his fault. It was his fault for banging her in the back of her car that her dad bought her at the end of her driveway. And he absolutely was the problem because he should have known when her dad was coming home.
Yeah. And he should have known that she had Chipotle earlier that day. Everybody knows when you have Chipotle and you're doing butt sex,
Just be like,
you can't have fast sex. You have to be slow.
like that makes like it would have made it's the same amount of sense if the dog didn't die and she just blamed the guy for shitting the car. Like it's like, oh, I was
The dog
banging-
didn't just die. He was just having a good day. Like the mom earlier in the day was probably
he
playing
was old
fetch.
and getting better.
He's like, what? I didn't do anything. Bam. Killed the dog. So also the girl punishes the guy. It's like, we can't have sex anymore, even though it was a really fun time because I shit the car and got my dog killed. She shouldn't have. Okay, this is a lesson in lying. Don't lie to your dad. If you lie to your dad, like what's worse, getting your dog murdered for no reason or being grounded?
And that's where the line was. That's where her line was.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I don't want to be stuck without my phone for a week. Kill my lifelong pet. Electronics has killed society.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I blame the internet.
Yeah. Yep. So funny.
Oh my God. Dude, I cannot believe that.
Dude, I heard that. I lost it.
That is like, my girlfriend hates when I use that term,
What?
girl brain.
Yeah.
But it's like, I say it because there's also guys that can have the same thing. It's just denial.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it's just denying that you were wrong or what you're thinking. It's like, it's just emotional thought. It's just like spewing out emotional thought without any logic. Girl brain. But guys can have girl brain.
Guys can have guy brain.
Exactly. Guys can have only logical thoughts.
Yeah.
And be right all the time, but they're not emotional. Obviously, I'm kidding.
Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
Are you?
I don't know.
Are you kidding?
Honestly, sometimes I'm so.
Do you have any emotions? I had a client this week bring
Happiness.
up something you said on the podcast about how you push your emotions completely down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's an emotion you felt this week that you had to push down?
All of them.
Which one?
Happiness,
Give me
sadness.
give me a
The
specific
only one that comes out is happiness.
Yeah.
Everything else is shoved down. Nobody needs to know about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, maybe you could tell me about it right now.
I'm not.
Tell me
There's
about
nothing wrong.
Tell me about a sad thing that happened to you this week.
Sad thing. I was running late.
Oh my god!
So I was running late, and one of my customers got mad that I was running late.
Oh,
he got mad at me.
Oh, what does he have a stick in his butt? It's like, hey, dude. It's like, oh, you're gonna let a little lateness ruin your day.
Well, the funny thing is that the guy who was so upset that I was running late stuck around for 15 minutes after his appointment.
So was he actually mad?
And he just kept talking during his appointment while I was trying to trim his beard up, and he wouldn't stop talking. So it made him even more late. So
What a weirdo.
So it's just the fact that I wasn't like pampering his time is basically what it was. I was treating him like a human. And he didn't like that.
Yeah, it's like you shouldn't expect your barber to
But that was my first day in the new shop.
make you
so
feel
I was
emotionally
like,
cushy.
yeah. So that was my first day in the shop. So I was like wanting everyone to have a good experience, and it's like the first time anybody's been irritated with me. So I was like, well, what a fucking.
How did you
and then
know
I
he
thought,
was irritated with you? Did
Well,
he voice it? Was he like, you're late?
yeah, at
you're
the end.
late?
Well, he was. You could tell he came in. And he was like, hey, how long is he gonna be? And I was like, oh, just like a few minutes, because it was like I'm doing a mullet. It was like a touch up on a mullet, and then do that. I'm only running 15 minutes late. I've definitely been later before, and get him in the chair and do his hour-long appointment and get him done. And it's like 15 after where he would normally come out. And I would have been faster if we wouldn't have been talking while I have a straight razor on his face. And then he goes, so now do I have to like call nowadays for appointments? Or I was like, no, you just make the appointment normally like you always do. He goes, oh, okay, I'll call you. I was like, no, you just make the appointments like you normally do. He goes, oh, okay. What was that guy before me? Was he like a walk-in or something? I was like, no, I was just running 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, okay. Well, all right, I guess I'll talk to you later then, man. And he was like trying to be like passive aggressive with me. So at the time I was thinking, he must be really mad. And then I realized later, like I texted him, I was like, hey, sorry, I was like running late. I'm trying to be more prompt, trying to be more punctual, because I do run late a lot, and it's because I do a lot of clients in a day.
I've noticed since you've been trying to be more punctual, you've been using like question marks and exclamation marks in the texts that we send back and forth, which is nice.
Right. Yeah. And I'm hoping that's getting through to the clients.
Yeah.
I hope that they understand, like, when I do an exclamation point, it's not just because
I saw you
I'm
use an
ending a
apostrophe
sentence.
and a semicolon the other day too.
Yeah, and honestly,
That's punctual.
did I do it correctly? Because I was kind of guessing.
You didn't, but but it's still using it,
Yeah, it's like I just did it like, how's the semicolon, house and cats doing? Stuff like that. It's like
Shows
you didn't
ownership.
have it showed intention
Yeah.
to do something correctly, but really I was just kind of fucking around.
Well, what's cool with our businesses, if somebody gets irritated with how you run your business, you just don't ever have to deal with them ever again.
Right. So when I texted him and said, hey, sorry, I'm trying to be more punctual, he's like, yeah, I was kind of irritated. And
Oh, he texted back. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
boogity, boogity, boogity. And I was like, okay, well, like, I'll just let you know, like, I understand sometimes it does get irritating. So I understand.
So
And then later on, I thought,
So hold on. So starting this conversation, we were talking about pushing your feelings down to be
Yeah.
a man.
yeah,
This is the only time that I think works for that. You don't tell another man that you were a little irritated, because it's like, here's the rule of being a man: you can have emotions.
yeah.
You just don't tell anybody you're a little irritated. Like, that's like passively having emotions.
Right. And that's exactly what it was. He was like, he wanted it to be known he was mad
Pussy.
without voicing it. Like, he was like trying to get around he was like trying to be a weenie about it. And then I thought later on, I was like, I did send that to him and I felt bad about it. And I do want to be more punctual, semicolon, nowadays. And, and I just decided, I was like, why did I do that? Like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Because I've talked to other people, and I'm like, hey, dude, sorry I'm running like behind. He's like, I don't care, man. You gave me a free beer. It's like, you're doing everything else except for running 10 minutes late. I think I'll be okay.
Yeah.
And people like, and then there's one guy, and it's always it's like the entitlement thing, like the way he talks all the time is also entitled. So it's just like, whatever, So usually those type of people, I don't like them anyways, and I want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Like when they walk in and I go, and I like get that, like I get like nervous. I'm like, I don't really want to be around this guy. It's like that. I don't really want to talk to him because he's kind of annoying. It's the same guy.
Yeah.
It's like same type of people do that kind of shit. It make you feel like you're not doing something right when you're doing everything you can.
Yeah.
Get rid of those guys.
Well, it's like they say whenever like shitty people hang out with shitty people, and there's also this thing where like if a drug addict walks into a bar, there's another drug addict in there. Somehow, some way, they'll find each other.
Yep.
It's just like-minded people will find each other, and that's who you hang out with. That becomes your clientele and your friendship.
Right.
But then some people are just like, I want to try this. Like I'm trying to find a new barber or find a new whatever, and you don't get along. It's like, well, they'll weed their way out.
Yep. And then I'm hoping that, and it's been like a few times that it always seems like I'm running late on that guy's day, and his hair takes way longer than I want it to, and just all types. It's just like a whole. It's like everything about him takes a little bit more extra care. I have to care for him more.
Well, they're all sucking the teeth.
Like there's people like that, but they should be grateful, and usually they're not. He's like, I'm appreciative of our relationship. I was like, that's like the lamest thing to say ever. Yeah. It's like, I appreciate your relationship, barber man. Shut the fuck up. It's like, you can, just don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't be weird about it.
Well, you're really telling him how you feel because he's going to listen to this podcast and you'll never see him again.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I'm sure he'll listen. I'm sure he listens to me I'm sure he listens to me all the time because he's already sick of me running late. He's not going to listen to my voice.
Yeah. He's going to listen to this podcast, and then guess what? He's working on the health department. He's working for the health department. He's going to come in here, shut this shit down, dog. That little faucet over there, not regulation size. Closed. You're not wearing a hair cap? Closed.
Right.
You don't have little safety bumpers on all the chairs? Closed.
Safety bumpers. like at a bowling alley. Just to make sure all the haircuts go in a straight line.
You're getting your haircut today. You want the bumpers on or off?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the only time I had an emotion this week. And it turned into me just shoving it down and going, wow, I was correct.
Yeah.
I let my emotions take control for a second, and I was like, wow, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So I learned my lesson.
Yeah. If you ever have to start a text message just with the word, anything. I am sorry. I'm sorry. Or
Stop
I
it.
am irritated. Or
Never apologize.
I will be there in a minute. I'm sorry I'm doing this. It's like, nope, don't even start the text.
Yep. If you have to apologize for anything, never send that text.
Unless.
Hey, be a man. Don't apologize. Be a man. Always be right in your own mind. Be a man.
What else happened this week? Earlier this week, the power went out in the shop.
Oh yeah, that's shitty.
I was in the middle of tattooing and
Same day, probably. It was probably the same day too.
What?
It was the same day.
It was the same day. It was
Same
Tuesday.
day, yeah.
Started tattooing. Major project. The power goes out. So I'm like, hey man, I can until this power comes back on, I can tattoo you with this headlamp. Because my tattoo machine runs on battery. So I kept working with a headlamp on. Then I'm like, this power's not coming back on. So we pack up my client, pack up all my shit, wrap him up. We go across town to the other tattoo shop, start working on him there for a little bit. We get so close. And then right at the end, last hour and a half, taps out.
Yep.
Sorry, Nolan. You got blown up on the podcast, dog.
That's what I.
Can't wait to finish the tattoo. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
But right now, it looks halfway done.
Yeah. Well, it is. That's what I should start doing whenever I don't like. If I don't like someone, and they're like, normally that kind of stuff, like it's the end of the day kind of stuff, and if I'm running late, then I just make that service even longer. I just keep going and going and going. It's probably gonna end up miraculous and backfire on me. It's gonna be the best haircut I ever did in my whole life, but it's gonna take me 3 hours.
I wonder what happens for a barber when the power goes out in mid haircut.
Well, all my stuff's cordless, but
Oh, nice.
most of my stuff is cordless, but I can't see shit. So I'd have to have a headlamp. and
Which
then
you
I
don't
can't
have.
see nothing.
You don't have a headlamp.
I don't
Do
have
you?
a headlamp here. No,
You need to get one.
I have a headlamp, but I don't have one here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then I just wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah.
I've done it before where I had my phone in my mouth, shaving a guy's neck with the light on.
That's hot.
So I was like, doing it.
That's
'cause
hot.
The power went out.
Yeah. Did the guy get aroused in the chair and almost bust a nut?
No, he was very unhappy.
Huh. You blue balled him.
Back in the day, it was back in the day.
Yeah.
It was like right when I started working by myself, in the shop, like on my own, and I, like the power went out like right at the end. I finished up with some scissor work, and shaved his neck, and then he left. And I worked really hard for that $13 haircut.
Did you ever see him again?
No, I have no idea who he was. Just some big oaf. That's what I remember.
Big oaf.
Yeah, some big oaf. What is an oaf?
He had a big butt?
Yeah.
Or was it a big belly with a little butt?
He was tall as fuck. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
And then the power came back on like as soon as he walked out. Yeah. So I worked really, really hard to finish it up, and then ungrateful, and then
Shit happens.
yep. People are ungrateful.
What are you going to do this coming week while I'm going to be gone in Charlotte?
I don't know. I guess I'll just hang here,
Yeah.
clean a bunch. That's
a
all I
bunch.
do. That's all I do now that I own a shop.
Make sure that you do our cat's litter boxes and make sure you give them some love.
I don't want to give your cat love. He's annoying.
You have to give them love. You have to clean their litter boxes.
I don't want to give him love. He's annoying. He
And
meows the whole time.
it's because you don't give them enough love.
And he scratches my belly.
That's because you're forcing it on them.
That's because I'm fleshy.
You're a fleshy eel.
No, I found a hoodie that you need.
Yeah.
There's a hoodie with like the kangaroo pouch, but it's from the top.
I saw this. Sequoia sent it to me as well.
Oh, that fucking... She sucks, dude. You need to leave her.
You're too quick to the punch, dog.
Dude, she's too quick for me. Here I thought I was gonna beat her one time.
Yeah.
She,
Turns out you're slow as fuck.
yeah, I know. But I don't know.
Do you have any announcements for the end of the podcast?
No, nothing. Shove all your feelings down. If you're thinking about apologizing, hold back on apologizing until you know it's the right move. Don't do it immediately. So like, don't be quick to judge and slow to apologize.
That's it, dog.
Be quick to judge and slow to apologize, dude. That put that on a t-shirt and have some jerk that's really fat walking through Walmart wear it.
Some oof.
Yeah, some big oaf.
Speaking of t-shirts, you can get our t-shirts at couchburnerwv.com. Give us a follow on Instagram, Today's Pray. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Pray Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube. Check us out. If you have any questions, send them to us. We'll answer it on the show. And remember, all your feelings, just shove them down and don't let anybody see them.
Nope. If you have feelings, shove them down. Shove them down below the ground.
If you have feelings, shove them down.
Shove those feelings down. Don't apologize for nothing.